So many different times in my life, I've played with broken or hurt things, broken foot, broken leg, broken hand, broken arm, broken sternum, broken collarbone. I could keep going if I just thought more about bones. Why, man? Because I loved it. I loved playing the game. I was passionate about it. One of the reasons I even get encouraged at seeing all of you here. Do you know why I get encouraged by that? Is because you could be anywhere doing a lot of different things, but you chose to be here.
Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. In a world filled with endless opportunities, why would two men who have built 13 multi-million-dollar businesses altruistically invest 5 hours per day to teach you the best practice business systems and moves that you can use? Because they believe in you. And they have a lot of time on their hands. They started from the bottom, now they're here. It's the Thrivetime show starring the former U.S. Small Business Administration's Entrepreneur of the Year, Clay Clark, and the entrepreneur trapped inside an optometrist's body, Dr. Robert Zuttner. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
Mr. Clyde started from the bottom, and now we're at the top, teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of 5, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the CNC up on your radio, and now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here. Now we here.
5.
All right, we're talking about business modeling, and specifically we're talking about keeping it simple. Keeping it simple. There's a lot of ridiculously long business books about how to start a business, and we want to keep it simple, because if it's not simple, people can't buy it. If a customer doesn't know what you sell and doesn't fundamentally understand what you're talking about, they can't buy it. I'll give you an example. A few months ago, a young man comes into my business and he begins to tell me about his business. He talks. How long does he talk? He talks for over 30 minutes. True story. And at no point did I have any idea what he was talking about. So he says, well, my business, what we want to do is we want to fundamentally change the way that people communicate through the platform of 30 minutes later, I still don't know what he's talking about. I talked to one guy about 6 months ago, and he says, you know, our company, what we want to do is we want to help provide loans for companies that can't get loans. And I say, oh, that's great. So are you like a bank?
What?
No, we're more of a mid-level. We're kind of a conduit that introduces the companies to companies that can't get funding. Okay, I'm like, so you're a company that introduces banks to businesses that can't get loans? So you're like a broker? No, what we like to consider ourselves as more of a, on a global scale, we're more of an education service that helps moderate this difficult conversation between banks that want to lend and companies that cannot get financing. I'm like, so you're a consulting company? No, we're really more of it. I'm just like, stop it. I have no idea what you're talking about at any point. I couldn't understand what he's talking about. We do not want to do this. When we are trying to start a company, we want to keep it simple. And we have to keep ourselves accountable to this rule. If you cannot explain your concept to a third grader, okay, my daughter, approaching that age, if you can't explain it to a third grader, then your business idea is terrible. All right? You need to be able to explain it to a third grader. If you can't get to it and can explain it thoroughly within about a 3-minute window of time, you lose. All right, so rule number 1 to help us communicate simply our idea to investors and potential customers and to help us actually start a business that works is we have to have our elevator pitch. Okay? This is our elevator pitch. Or some people call this like a 3-minute kind of version of your company. So example, what is Thrive? Thrive provides web-based edutainment for entrepreneurs. Or if I'm going to expand, Thrive provides web-based and video-based gamified entertaining education for entrepreneurs. That's what it is. Web and video-based, gamified, entertaining education for entrepreneurs. And someone says, what does that mean? Well, 1, it's on the web. 2, we teach you via video. 3, it's gamified. You get points instead of grades. It's entertaining, and it's educational. It's gamified edutainment. People go, oh, okay, I get it. That's what it, elevator pitch. What is it? So if you have a big idea right now, you're going to have to explain it to somebody in a very simple way. Now, I'll give you an example. I've got one client I worked with. You got to visit this guy's website. It's pretty neat. It's called Elephant in the Room. Full disclosure, I am an investor in this company, but it's called eitrlounge.com. It is a haircut business. They cut hair for men. And he says, no, it's not a haircut. It's more of an experience. Well, the elephant in the room, this is what it does. It provides grooming for the modern man who's looking for an experience and not just a haircut. What does it do? It provides a grooming experience for the modern man who's looking for an experience and not just a haircut. And on his website, he articulates it better than I'm doing now, but he can quickly explain that, hey, if you're a modern man and you're looking for an experience, if you're looking for a hot towel treatment or a straight razor shave, or if you're looking for something more luxurious, then this is where, if you're going to be pampered, elephant in the room is for you. Now, if you want a quick cut and a cheap cut from the cheapest price possible, that's not your business, because he's focusing on what? The modern man who is looking for and what? Experience, right? Not just a haircut. That's what he's doing. That's the quick explanation of it. Well, if you have a business right now, we've got to be able to articulate what makes our company different within that 3-minute window of time. Okay? So here's kind of your checklist on this, okay? What makes your company different? All right? What do you do? What makes your company different? And what do you do? All right? In a 3-minute window. That is your move. That's the elevator pitch. All right? What do you do? What makes you different? And if you can, what you do should be describing what problem that you solve, okay? So that's what an elevator pitch is. Don't have a very complicated business idea where people can't get it, okay? That has to happen. Now moving on to point number 2 about keeping it simple when you're building a business plan. The second is we have to define clearly, okay, why customers buy. Why do customers buy? You have to clearly articulate why a customer would want to buy your stuff. Do customers buy because they want to help you earn more money?
No.
Do customers buy because they care about you?
No.
Do customers buy because your mother is a friend of theirs and they're going to make a sympathy purchase? Sometimes yes. But do customers buy as a general? Does any customer wake up every day? Does a customer lay in their bed? Right here, in their bed ski. Here they are, they're laying in their bed. And do they wake up, their alarm goes off, the clock strikes 6 a.m., do they wake up and they go, man, I need to pay Dave? Like, do people wake up and go, man, I need to pay Dave? I don't even know who Dave is, but I want to pay him. I want to buy his product right now. Do people wake up and say, I don't even know who you are, but I just want to pay you? No, customers pay people to solve problems for them. I repeat, customers pay you to solve problems for them. Customers pay who? You, for problems that you solve for them. All entrepreneurship is entrepreneurship is simply solving problems that people are willing to pay to have solved. That's it. So if you find somebody who's unwilling to do their laundry, and you're willing to do the laundry for them, and they're willing to pay you, then you're an entrepreneur. Now, to be a good entrepreneur, you're doing their laundry for them with enough profit to achieve your goals. Right? So you solve problems that people are willing to pay you to solve, right? And then if you're a good entrepreneur, you have enough money. That means you solve enough problems to achieve your dreams, right? And your dreams fit in this money bag. That's all it is. So you have to figure out, why would a customer buy from you? I'm asking you right now, what is the problem you solve? So step one, what is your 3-minute elevator pitch? At Thrive, we provide web and video-based, gamified, entertaining education for entrepreneurs. Elephant in the room. We provide a men's grooming experience for the modern man who's looking for an experience and not just a haircut. What do? What's your elevator pitch? 2, why do customers buy? Be able to explain it to me. Nail it. What problem do you solve? Go for it. Well, I met with a guy years ago as a basketball coach. I said, what problems do you solve? He says, well, you know, what we do is we focus on teaching people the fundamentals of dribbling. We teach people how to shoot the ball. We teach people the aspects of being more intuitive in the game. We teach work ethic. We teach game awareness. I'm going, whoa. What problem do you solve? I just told you the problem I solve. No. What problem do you solve? The problem you solve is what? If your kid wants to get a scholarship to play college, if your college player wants to play professionally, if your high school student wants to get more playing time, pay us, because we will help you get more playing time, help you get a scholarship, we will help you play professionally. That is the problem that we solve. That's the problem we solve. That's the problem we solve. Features. Features are all these things like, well, we've been doing it for 20, I ask them, what problems do you solve? Well, we've been doing it for 32 years. We teach the fundamentals of crossovers. We teach dribbling. That's not a problem you solve. That is a bunch of features that I don't care about, because I'm a customer, and when I lay my head in my wee little bed and I wake up because the alarm goes, I don't wake up with a burning desire to pay you. I will only pay people who solve problems for me. So again, if you're looking, man, how am I going to get paid? Again, find somebody with a problem, offer to solve it. You know this? When I was I think it was like 9th grade, 10th grade, I was a sophomore. We had the swim team in Dassel, Cokato High School. And a girl by the name of Laura Latt. Laura, if you're watching, hello. Laura was a swimmer. And she says, Clay, I'm like 16, right? Clay, our t-shirts and our sweatshirts for the swim team are terrible. They're terrible. So I said, I could make your sweatshirts for the swim team. She says, you can make sweatshirts for the swim team? Do you even have the technology? Do you even know how to make sweatshirts? True story. And I said, yeah, I'm awesome. I can make your shirts. Really? You know how to do it? Yeah. Truth be told, I had no idea how to do it. So I found a guy named Jerry Leastman who let me use his screen printing machine. I paid another guy to design cool phrases that went on to the swim team's shirts and sweatshirts, and I printed them, and I got paid. Yeah. I solved a problem that she had. What was her problem? She was tired of gross sweatshirts, gross t-shirts, and I solved those problems, and I charged her what? A price, and I made some good money. I was 16. It was a good deal. So this is something we can all do, okay? Now we're moving on to point 3. As far as effectively, this is about being able to simply explain your business plan. Being able to simply explain. You got to keep it simple here. 1, the third grader, okay, this is point number 3. The consumer is a third grader. The third grade consumer. Let's break it down. How much do you know about beef jerky? Well, I mean, somebody watching this right now is like, I know a ton about beef jerky. I used to dehydrate my own meat.
That's that sweet and tender flavor. Man, that's good.
Okay, not you. Everybody else. What do we know about beef jerky? It's beef. The hydration is gone. It's kind of dry, therefore it's dehydrated. That's what I know about beef jerky. Okay, what about like cosmetic surgery? You know, how much do you know about cosmetic surgery? I know that if you want to make certain things bigger or smaller or make certain wrinkles go away, you can pay somebody. Right? That's about all I know. What do I know about mortgages? Well, I know you need to get one if you want to buy a house. You need to borrow money from the bank and they put it on a 30-year loan or a 15-year loan or a... What do I know about jet engines? What do I know about air travel? Most of us only know about a third grade level of expertise about any given subject. So let's think about it real quick. The consumer right here only knows a third grade level about a subject. Well, if you have a business in that area, you probably know it at almost a genius level. So here's the problem. If you have a genius level of understanding of mortgages, and I have a third grade understanding of mortgages, what is the problem? I will tell you the problem. The problem is that when you're talking to me, 1, if you're not careful, it comes across like you're talking down to me. But 2, I have no idea what you're talking about. And because I don't know what you're talking about, I have a hard time buying anything. Right? So you're putting on your bottle, well, our product it includes this, it includes that, we do this, we do that. I have no idea what you're talking about. You're a basketball coach, and you're going, well, what we do is we don't actually focus on the West Coast offense. We focus more on the Princeton-style offense, and I'm a dad. Who's Princeton, and what kind of offense are you talking about? I don't even know what you mean. I just want my kid to get a scholarship. I just want my kid to get more playing time. I want my kid to be, better at basketball. I don't know what the Princeton offense is. But you're talking to me as if I do, and it falls on deaf ears. Does this make sense? Imagine talking to a third grader about the periodic table and the element of californium. Some of you are watching this going, what are you talking about? The point is, the third grader doesn't know. Right? So when you talk to the consumer, you have to talk to them when marketing at a third grade level. Otherwise, they're not going to get it. Now, the fourth and final principle when it comes to keeping it simple, all right, is people will not buy if they do not understand it. All right? People will not buy if they don't understand it. Now, this is tough because I used to have a company called DJ Connection, and we provided entertainment for brides and grooms in their wedding. Well, I had to make sure that the bride understood this is how we market, this is how much it costs, this is the service that's included, this is how we do our quality control so you know if you're going to be happy. This is how much your final payment is going to be. This over here, this is how we train our staff and recruit our staff. And this is how we're going to handle our customer service between now and the day of your wedding. So I'd explain to her, here's the deal. At DJ Connection, this is how we market to her. We do things differently from any other company. We offer unlimited time with every package that we offer. We offer absolutely a totally customizable playlist. Any music you want, except for Michael Bolton, we'll get it for you. We go over on a scale of 1 to 10 what makes how energetic you want our DJ to be, and we tone up or tone down our DJ based upon what you want. 4th, we do a customized timeline planning for each and every wedding that we do. And 5 is that between now and the day of your wedding, we want to become like your favorite wedding vendor, and we want to wow you, okay? And for all that, it's going to cost you, I'm making up a number here, but about $600. Now, what you get with those $600 is you get bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. And in terms of quality control, after your wedding, we're going to send you a survey, and based upon your rating, that determines how our DJs get paid. So we do have a quality control system in place for you, kind of like a warranty. Then, after your wedding or on the night of your wedding, this is how much is due. So right now, today, there's $150 due. On the day of your wedding, $450 due. Now, this is how we train our DJs. These are the DJs who will be DJing for you. This is how we train them. You can know they're good because this is how we do it. And then this is our customer service. This is what we do between now and the day of your wedding to wow you. And if the person understands what you do in a full transparency, they love it. I'll give you a good example. There's a big movement right now in New York City and other cities all across the world where your chef prepares the food in front of you. Awesome. So if you go down to the Trump Hotel right now, 2014 in New York City there, you go down there and it is phenomenal. There's a hotel called the Empire Hotel. And right by there is one of the Trump properties. And you can see all the chefs in the window preparing the food. There's a Mexican restaurant just around the corner from the Empire there where you can actually order guacamole. And they make the guacamole right in front of you. They call it live guacamole. You order the guacamole, and a guy actually takes the avocados, cuts them up, adds in the cilantro, the tomatoes, and all the different things, and he makes it right there in front of you. And something feels good about it because I know exactly what you're putting in it. I understand it, so I can pay for it. There's something transparent about that. I buy an airline ticket from Tulsa to Chicago. I understand I'm paying this much money to go here. There's something transparent about that. It's really easy to understand. But a lot of us have these really complicated brochures, these really murky systems where no one understands, and people in the service business are notorious for this. And I'm going to just go off on one specific example right now that just blows my mind, just makes me crazy. I talked to a graphic designer about 3 years ago, and I asked him, I want to get product X made. How much will this cost? To make this product, how much will it cost? And he says, well, what we're going to do is I'm going to run it by the creative team. And then after I run it by the creative team, we're going to go ahead and start working on it. And then what we do is we just charge you for the billable hours, the billable hours that we do. And then after we charge you for that, we'll make sure that we get you your bill, and then we'll deliver product X. So I'm like, what is your team doing here? Well, what we do is we have a very complicated process. We're very creative. We look at the elements, and I'm like, so how much is it going to cost? Well, it'd be hard to tell you because we have a process of, it's very, but we will charge you for the billable hours, and then we will charge you for, how long will it take? Well, it's very hard for me to estimate how long it would take. I believe it would take potentially somewhere between 6 weeks and 2 weeks. So when do you need it done? 2 weeks. Well, it'd be hard to guarantee, but I could probably get it done in 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. But I can't buy that because I have no idea how it works. I don't understand it. So as a capstone thought here, if you want people to buy from you, these are the 4 moves we have to do. One, we have to come up with the elevator pitch. The elevator pitch. That's that 3-minute pitch, okay? We have to nail that down. If we're going to grow a business, start a business, have success marketing a business, we have to do that. 2, we have to figure out what problem do you solve? What problem do you solve? Point number 3, you have to be able to explain this to a third grader. A third grader. The third grader must understand what you do. And the fourth thing, and probably the kind of the capstone thing that a lot of people don't get, is people have to understand it. Okay? So you have to make sure the customer understands your system. Again, this is different from point 3, because point 1 is elevator pitch, that 3-minute, what do you do? Point 2, what problem do you solve? 3, the third grader, this is kind of like what we do, this is how we do it, this is what makes us unique. But 4th, what's my process? What is my system? I have to understand your process or I cannot buy. It's called education-based sales. The point is, if you're not educating the customer and you're not telling them what you do, they're not going to buy from you, okay? Now, if you have a business right now and you're watching this, I want to make sure that you have your elevator pitch. I want to make sure that you know what problem your company solves. I want to make sure you can explain it to a third grader, and I want to make sure that you can explain the process to the customer. And if you do that, your chances of success will go up exponentially, all right? And remember, if I can do this, if I can do it, I know you can do it. So just put down the time to do it. It'll probably take you about 30 minutes to kind of get started on this. And if you get point 1, 2, 3, 4 fully done, maximum about 2 hours. And it will totally transform the way that you do business.
JT, do you know what time it is?
4:10.
It's Tebow time in Tulsa, Jerusalem, baby. Tim Tebow is coming to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Whoa. During the month of Christmas, December 5th and 6th, 2024, Tim Tebow is coming to Tulsa, Oklahoma in the 2-day interactive Thrivetime Show Business Growth Workshop. Yes, folks, put it in your calendar. This December, the month of Christmas, December 5th and 6th, Tim Tebow is coming to Tulsa, Oklahoma in the Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business growth workshop. Whoa. We've been doing business conferences here since 2005. I've been hosting business conferences since 2005. What year were you born?
1995.
Dude, I've been hosting business conferences since you were 10 years old. And a lot of people, have followed Tim Tebow's football career on the field and off the field. And off the field, the guy's been just as successful as he has been on the field. Now, the big question is, JT, how does he do it?
Well, they're going to have to come and find out because I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, Tim Tebow's going to teach us how he organizes his day, how he organizes his life, how he's proactive with his faith, his family, his finances. He's going to walk us through his mindset that he brings into the gym, into business. It is going to be a blasty blast in Tulsa, Jerusalem. Folks, I'm telling you, if you want to learn branding, you want to learn marketing, you want to learn search engine optimization, you want to learn social media marketing, that's what we teach at the Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive workshop. If you want to learn accounting, you want to learn sales systems, you want to learn how to build a linear workflow, you want to learn how to franchise your business, that is what we teach at the 2-day interactive Thrivetime Show business workshop. Over the years, we've had the opportunity to feature Michael Levine, the PR consultant of choice for Nike, for Prince, for Michael Jackson. We've had the top PR consultant in the history of the planet has spoken at the Thrivetime Show workshops. We've had Jill Donovan, the founder of RusticCuff.com, a company that creates apparel worn by celebrities all throughout the world. Jill Donovan, the founder of RusticCuff.com, has spoken at the 2-day interactive Thrivetime Show business workshops. We have had the man who's responsible for turning around Harley Davidson, a man by the name of Ken Schmidt. He has spoken at the Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business workshops. Folks, I'm telling you, these events are going to teach you what you need to know to start and grow a successful business. And the way we price the events, the way we do these events, is you can pay $250 for a ticket or whatever price price that you can afford. What? Yes, we've designed these events to be affordable for you, and we want to see you live and in person at the 2-day interactive December 5th and 6th Thrivetime Show Business Workshop. Everything that you need to succeed will be taught at the 2-day interactive Thrivetime Show Business Workshop, December 5th and 6th in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And the way we do these events is we teach for 30 minutes, and then we open it up for a question and answer session so that wonderful people like you can have your questions answered. Yes, we teach for 30 minutes, and then we open it up for a 15-minute question and answer session. It's interactive. It's 2 days. It's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We've been doing these events since 2005, and I'm telling you, folks, it's going to blow your mind. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business workshop is America's highest rated and most reviewed business workshop. See the thousands of video testimonials from real people just like you who've been able to build multi-million-dollar companies. Watch those testimonials today at thrivetimeshow.com. Simply by clicking on the testimonials button right there at thrivetimeshow.com, you're going to see thousands of people just like you who've been able to go from just surviving to thriving. Whoa. Each and every day, we're going to add more and more speakers to this all-star lineup, but I encourage everybody out there today, get those tickets today. Go to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's thrivetimeshow.com. And some people might be saying, well, how do I do it? What do I do? How does it work? You just go to thrivetimeshow.com. Let's go there now. We're feeling the flow. We're going to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, you just go to thrivetimeshow.com. You click on the business conferences button, and you click on the request tickets button right there. The way I do our conferences is we tell people it's $250 to get a ticket.
Yep.
Or whatever price that you can afford. And the reason why I do that is I grew up without money. JT, you're in the process of building a super successful company. Did you start out with $1 million in the bank account?
No, I did not. Nope, did not get any loans, nothing like that. Did not get an inheritance from parents or anything like that. I had to work for it, and I'm super grateful. I came to a business conference. That's actually how I met you, met Peter Taunton. I met all these people.
So if you're out there today and you want to come to our workshop, again, you just got to go to thrivetimeshow.com. You might say, well, who's speaking? We already covered that. You might say, where's it going to be? It's going to be in Tulsa, Jerusalem, Oklahoma. And so it says Tulsa, Jerusalem. I'm really trying to rebrand Tulsa as Tulsa, Jerusalem, sort of like the Jerusalem of America. But if you type in Thrivetime Show and Jinx, you can get a sneak peek or a look at our office facility. This is what it looks like. This is where you're headed. It's going to be a blasty blast. You can look inside, see the facility. We're going to have hundreds of entrepreneurs here. It is going to be packed. Now, for this particular event, folks, the seating is always limited because my facility isn't a limitless convention center. You're coming to my actual home office, and so it's going to be packed. Who? You're going to come. Who? You? I'm talking to you. You can just get your tickets right now at thrivetimeshow.com. And again, you can name your price. We tell people it's $250 or whatever price you can afford. And we do have some select VIP tickets, which gives you an access to meet some of the speakers and those sorts of things. And those tickets are $500. It's a 2-day interactive business workshop, over 20 hours of business training. We're going to give you a copy of my newest book, The Millionaire's Guide to Becoming Sustainably Rich. You're going to leave with a workbook. You're going to leave with everything you need to know to start and grow a super successful company. It's practical, it's actionable, and it's Tebow time right here in Tulsa, Jerusalem. Get those tickets today at thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's thrivetimeshow.com.
Hello, I'm Michael Levine, and I'm talking to you right now from the center of Hollywood, California, where I have represented over the last 35 years 58 Academy Award winners, 34 Grammy Award winners, 43 New York Times bestsellers. I've represented a lot of major stars, and I've worked with a lot of major companies. And I think I've learned a few things about what makes them work and what makes them not work. Now, why would a man living in Hollywood, California, in the beautiful sunny weather of LA, come to Tulsa? Because last year I did it, and it was damn exciting. Clay Clark has put together an exceptional presentation, really life-changing, and I'm looking forward to seeing you then. I'm Michael Levine. I'll see you in Tulsa.
Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the world's highest rated and most reviewed business workshops because we teach you what you need to know to grow.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
And now you may be thinking, what does it actually cost to attend an in-person 2-day interactive Thrivetime Show business workshop? Well, good news. The tickets are $250 or whatever price that you can afford. What? Yes, they're $250 or whatever price you can afford. I grew up without money, and I know what it's like to live without money. So if you're out there today and you want to attend our in-person 2-day interactive business workshop, all you got to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com to request those tickets. And if you can't afford $250, we have scholarship pricing available to make it affordable for you.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York. Acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.
Whoa. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Robert Kiyosaki, the Rich Dad Radio Show. Today I'm broadcasting from Phoenix, Arizona, not Scottsdale, Arizona. They're close, but they're completely different worlds. And we have a special guest today. Definition of intelligence is if you agree with me, you're intelligent. And so this gentleman is very intelligent. I've done this show before also, but very seldom do you find somebody who lines up on all counts. And it's a Mr. Clay Clark. He's a friend of a good friend, Eric Trump. But we're also talking about money, bricks, and how screwed up the world can get in a few and a half hour. So Clay Clark is a very intelligent man, and there's so many ways we could take this thing. But I thought, since you and Eric are close, Trump, what were you saying about what Trump can't, what Donald, who's my age, and I can say or cannot say?
First of all, I have to honor you, sir. I want to show you what I did to one of your books here. There's a guy by the name of Jeremy Thorne, who was my boss at the time. I was 19 years old, working at Faith Highway. I had a job at Applebee's, Target, and DirecTV. And he said, have you read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad? And I said, no. And my father, may he rest in peace, he didn't know these financial principles. So I started reading all of your books and really devouring your books. And I went from being an employee to self-employed to the business owner to the investor. And I owe a lot of that to you. And I just wanted to take a moment to tell you thank you so much for allowing me to achieve success. And then I'll tell you all about Eric Trump. But I just want to tell you thank you, sir, for changing my life.
Well, not only that, Clay, thank you, but you become an influencer. More than anything else, you've evolved into an influencer where your word has more and more power. So that's why I congratulate you on becoming. Because as you know, there's a lot of fake influencers out there, too, or bad influencers.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm glad you and I agree so much. And thanks for reading my books.
Yeah.
That's the greatest thrill for me today. Not a thrill, but recognition is when people, young men especially, come up and say, I read your book, changed my life. I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York. Acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.